Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hello, how are we today? It's Monday. Well, it's early too. It's 5:44 in the morning. Did you even get up before then?
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Good for you. It's 2069. That'll be like Bryan Adams if he's still alive. It was summer of 2069, and we'll go, damn, we're old. How did we get this old? It's so interesting how life unfolds. And so here I am. I was at the gas station today.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
At 4:40 in the morning. There's a woman passed out
Mike's
in the parking lot.
Daily.
There's another guy.
Podcast.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Let's just say there are parts of Podcaster Valley not so pleasant at 4 in the morning. Lots of interesting things happening. So, yes. But do you call the police when something like that happens? Nowadays, it's like, do you call the police? And then there was a bunch of crazy stuff in Chicago. Something like 11 people got killed. Do you call the police? It's the question we're asking. But that's interesting. Do you take down all the statues? Every single statue now is being... If you are a statue, you are being complete... You're going through one of those... What's the thing when the supervisor sits down with you and reviews you, puts you through a review? That's what's happening. Every statue is being sat down and like, are you really necessary? Who built you? Who built you? Was it some organization that we're a little bit iffy about? Who put the money down to raise this huge chunk of metal that's shaped in some... Okay, so the only thing... I mean, the Statue of Liberty would be the worst thing. No one would dare tear that down. I'd like to hear the argument to say, yeah, let's tear it down. We hate the French. Oh, wait, speaking of which...
And here's today's podcast picture.
I'm French! Why do you think I have this outrageous accent, you silly king?
Let's just say that French people don't suffer Americans very well. They don't like us pretty much because of our America-type entitled thing. We go across the pond. We expect to be waited on. Here, I put down good money for this. Where's my baguette? So they're like, oh, take your baguette, you silly American. Let me just say the podcast picture today is not of a French person. Maybe it's an American person. It's not a Basil the Boxer that we hung out yesterday on Father's Day. He's my dog's son, so we had that sort of day. And if you got to hang out with your real son yesterday, congrats, or your real dad. Let's just say it's a bit emotional for people like me. It's I don't have my father around anymore. And, you know, I mean, fathers bring up emotions. They're like moms. These parents' days can be pretty emotional for a lot of people. At 5:47 in the morning. Dang, it is so early. The podcast picture today will be from a trip that I took, in fact, 2 years ago with my lovely lady friend. It was on a Father's Day weekend. We went down to Monterey, Carmel, Pacific Grove. That area was so nice. So I will share that picture with you now. You can see it at Mike's Daily Podcast. Is AMC going to reopen? AMC, the movie chain, is that really going to happen? Do we love movies that much we need to go out and then go through the whole thing? And those theaters have to be wiped down after every showing? Theaters are huge. That's a lot of spray. That's a lot of disinfectant. That's a lot of teenagers that work for practically nothing being told you got to do that. And the teenagers going, yeah, right. Like, that's going to happen. Oh, by the way, there's a well-known, infamous... Where's my right thing? Did I lose that? Oh, here it is.
Right? Good.
There's a very famous NPR host, a young lady named Zoe Chase, who has a very thick Chicago accent when she talks. And then she got this vocal fry thing happening. And oh my gosh, I just typed in her name and vocal fry, and all this stuff popped up. Yeah, she's got the worst vocal fry, blah, 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 blah. So it was so bad. Now she's on This American Life. Ira Glass, he said, why are people picking on women with vocal fry when I've got vocal fry and nobody says anything? Well, you're pretty much an enigma, Mr. Ira Glass. People don't say anything about your voice or your vocal fry because you're an odd fella. And we love you because you're odd. But it is a bit sexist, isn't it? Women don't get away with it. Men get away with it. Why? And then when you're Ira Glass, you do the underwear gnomes thing, where you go, Act 1, we talk about vocal fry. Act 2, on This American Life, we talk about what's happening with teachers. In Act 3, we have the underwear gnomes.
Phase 1, collect underpants. Phase 2, Phase 3, profit.
So poor Zoe Chase. If you look up Zoe Chase, you'll hear her wonderful dulcet tones. She says, though, she's not from Chicago. She's had kind of an upbringing all around. Looks like New England, New York. She's very smart. She knows a lot about money, and I shouldn't pick on her. But I remember when I first heard her voice about 10 years ago, I was, wow. I don't know if I can stand hearing that much of a Chicago accent the whole time. I mean, I went to both accents, Chicago and Minnesota. Did I get any of that right? How about
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, and anywho, it's
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
It's interesting accents, and I got my California accent. I know this show is random today. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley, Podcaster Valley, Mont. So your days are numbered, my friend, if you are a statue. Hey, this show will probably not be as daily as it has been lately, because there'll be some changes in my schedule happening tomorrow. Ah, the people that make the schedules, you're so much fun. You just have no rhyme or reason to some of the things you do. Like someday you'll get the schedule right.
That'll never happen!
But if you get offended, that's the way the cookie crumbles. No.
All right, that's pretty much the show. Let's look who's outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcaster Valley, Mont, the last place on Earth. Hi, Mont. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How y'all doing? Say hi to my horse, Dilly.
Answer this Disgruntled Fiddle Player. Tell you what.
What?
We haven't said hi to Horse Nilly yet.
Hello, Horse Nilly. Oh, yeah, so really, are the teenagers going to be cleaning down all those movie theaters? All those seats at the restaurants? Are we really going to expect that? Is it really going to happen? Really? And are we going to say... Really? Any more than I just said it? We're going to find out. Look who else is here.
Oh, Mike, I make delicious root beer right now. Oh, boy.
Thank you. My... root beer for the morning. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. Yesterday, by the way, I was attacked by a cat. Yes, a cat. I was petting a cat, and you know how cats do when you're petting a cat? And suddenly they just go mental, they go ballistic, and they attack your hand. Oh, ouch. And if you looked at my hand, you're like, where did the cat attack you? Well, you get this one little claw pinprick right at the tip of my finger, the one that I use to type every single letter on the planet. Typing, it's hard. Next show. Oh, I said that part. Thank you. Okay, that's it.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com.
Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye!